Right.
And you can do more of it.
Yeah, that's. I think it's that thing just having a cup. I walk around all day with the cup, just like nothing in there.
What was that?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Muddy Waters.
Same thing as the other thing?
Same. I think it's called that same thing, but I think we just had it down as the same thing. And
same thing.
yeah, that was off that first Muddy Waters thing that I had gotten. The real folk blues.
And he was a big influence of yours?
Yeah, as soon as I got out of high school, that was the first thing I started on. Like the very next day was learning the Muddy Waters chess stuff. And yeah, so I learned that whole album had, Same Thing, Gypsy Woman.
Well, that was Willie Dixon too, but Muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Willie never get the credit? Does he ever get the credit?
Well, at a certain point he did. I think there was some kind of lawsuits going on after years, like in the 80s, but he was already old, so by the time he got any money for any of that stuff. So, but yeah, Willie Dixon, he wrote for Chess, he wrote for Cobra, and a lot of the stuff, he just wasn't performing songs, but he put out some albums, but it wasn't like him writing Hoochie Coochie Man for Muddy, He was just a great blues songwriter.
Yeah, I got to meet him once.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the studio with him once for a couple of days, I think it was.
Wow.
So he was hanging out with the Iceman.
Jerry Butler?
No, that's one of the Iceman, right? I wasn't hanging out with Jerry Butler.
Albert Collins.
Albert Collins, you got it. Just let me,
I didn't even realize that they have the same nickname.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He was the coolest dude. He was just really laid back guy.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
I can imagine.
I mean, Albert was a super nice guy, but it was like a super nice guy like on coffee,
Yeah.
And Willie was just laid back, really laid back.
Yeah, well, that was her. Those guys came from the South, so they're a different animal than the Chicago guys that were born there. Yeah, the Chicago guys can, so it's a rough town to grow up in.
Yeah, it was a rougher group of guys, definitely. Yeah, Albert, you would think looking at him, or even seeing him play, you think he was a rough guy, but he was just a super nice guy.
Yeah, I had asked Debbie Davies when I used to run into her on the road, because she played guitar for him, and because when I was with Big Jack, he used to do weird things, and I was like, yeah, and says, how was it with Albert? Did he used to to do weird stuff in the middle of the night? She goes, oh yeah, he'd pull over the tour bus, and I get out of my bunk, and he would be doing his laundry. He'd say, hey baby, what are you doing? I'm just doing my laundry here. And that's how those guys were. But yeah, I understand he was a real nice guy.
Yeah. He used to get, he had that long guitar cable, and he would go from inside the club all the way out.
Yeah, before anybody had a wireless, he was doing it.
Yeah. Go out across the street, be playing for people on the corner, and you're in the club and you're listening to it, and he's out there
right
from the club.
Yeah, that Showdown album, actually, I forgot about that as far as influences. I had learned that thing with Robert Cray, Johnny Copeland, and Albert Collins. I think that won a Grammy Award for blues album that year. And the live sound on that and the solos were just great. The way it was recorded and the sounds of the guitar. And yeah.
He kind of left us early too. I mean, he was older, but
right.
He didn't get into the old age. He kind of left while he was still playing, I believe.
Well, he wasn't on any medication from what Johnny Copeland said that he had saw Albert a year before he died, and he was like, "You're not on any medication at our age," And he's like, no. So he figured he was fine. So, some people, my mother was like that too. They don't want to be on any medication. They're just ride it till the wheels come off kind of attitude.
Till the rubber band snaps back.
Right.
So, yep. Well, I got one queued up, You Gypsy Woman by Muddy Water.
Yeah.
This one is from the early part of his career. Well, no, he played.
Well, this was before he brought his bottleneck out. They were trying to give him a jazz. Chess wasn't sure what to do with him. And so I think it was Chess's wife that really liked Muddy. But this was before they let him bring the bottleneck out and come in with his band. They put a different band behind him. Great player, still a great sound. But I think it's cool. I like the piano, and I like the guitar. Like I said, the guitar solo was one of the first things I learned, the guitar parts, because they were nice and simple and nice and slow. So it was a great place to start.
How young were you when you learned this solo?
Like 19, just out of high school. That's when I, put all my time into learning 19, 20, 21. Just like 12 hours a day, just learning one blues solo after another.
What was your first band?
Actually, I had a duo going with my cousin, and then I was putting an ad out. I was trying to join a band. I went and around Jersey, there was a lot of alternative rock bands, not so much blues bands. So I said, I'll play in a rock band just to get started. So I went for an audition. I never even played with a band before. And, they just told me to solo at a certain point, and I did. And I got to audition. I thought I totally sucked. But I was like, all right, well, I can do this. I can play in the band now, but I just, I want to play blues. So I couldn't find anybody who wanted to play traditional enough. I just wanted to play the songs like they were and add a little bit. But to me, it was like an exercise. I couldn't, so I started my own band. My brother played bass, and he got a bass, and we found a drummer, and and I started off doing Elmore James, Freddie King, Muddy Waters, all traditional, Otis Rush, Magic Sam, mostly the West Side guys, because West Side Chicago blues lends itself to a three-piece more easily. So,
is this the Gypsy Woman song? Is this the one that's covered by a lot of folks?
No, actually, I never heard anybody cover it.
Oh,
but
you cover it?
No, I never recorded that one yet. I never even recorded a Muddy Waters song until this last CD. I did Cross-Eyed Cat, which is a contemporary thing, but a lot of people are familiar with it with Johnny Winters.
Yeah.
So, and same thing was on, like I said, that was another Willie Dixon tune.
Right.
And actually it was written for Buddy Guy. And
so you learned this is the first solo you learned, but it's not in you're not in the repertoire now, right?
No. I'll pull it out every now and then.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. Let's hear it. Gypsy Woman, Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is her.
The gypsy woman told me that you your mother's been a child.
Yeah, I worked for Alligator for a while. That's
Oh, yeah?
I was just a flunky, but it was great.
Yeah.
A flunky, because you're just like the guy getting the coffee, you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, my record guy, Chicago Carl, worked with Bruce. Chicago Carl Snyder. He played with Sun Seals, so he was there during the Sun Seals sessions and Jimmy Johnson, and he worked for Bruce and Delmar.
Probably just before me now.
Yeah, he's an older guy, Carl's like 71.
Yeah, a lot of people worked for Bruce for a little while, then really, Bruce was a hard worker.
Yeah, it's you got three people working a whole record company. Not a whole lot of money.
Yeah, there were
Well, you're having a good time now.
5 of us.
Yeah.
I was the boss. I was the shipping clerk, you know what I mean? And anything else, take out the garbage, whatever,
I love those Fett and Robinson recordings that Bruce put out. Those were, I think, the best.
The Chicago Legends series, you see that?
No.
I don't know where they are. I don't know why he doesn't reissue them. It's called Chicago Legends, and they're 5 guys on each record.
Right.
Beautiful cover, black and white photos, white cover with black and white photos of the guys. And they're guys that he never recorded whole albums with. He just, they're different players, and it's like there's 5 of them, 5 records.
Wow.
It's great.
I'm sure he has a lot of really good stuff.
And then he did Billy Boy Arnold. He got the
Oh,
tapes
yeah.
from the Billy Boy Arnold piano player guy. That's a great record too. It's just,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not- he doesn't record. He just someone had the tapes,
In
Right.
my
Really.
bed, you know that
What I gotta do?
Are we saying $60?
No, we're gonna just say 40.
40. I couldn't remember.
$40 for
That's
that
right.
coffee?
40 weeks.
Well, 30 for a membership, $10 for the coffee. Big Mama Coffee.
Wow, this is
Because
good.
she does a show. She has a show called Eternally Yours. They do
Right.
a talk show, so we're gonna put the Big Mama Coffee on.